Hi guys, thanks for you guys watching this video. My name is Zhang Zhi, and in today's Speech2, I will introduce something about procrastination. Before that, I would like to ask a question. Have you ever been in a situation that you have a very big important exam tomorrow, but you haven't go through it? So you just, but instead of you just starting it, you keep playing computer game or doing something that unrelated to the exam? Or have you been in a situation that you have a very important point with your professor or with the interviewer, but you just putting away that things and just don't want to prepare it? So in that case, we could call you a procrastinating. So what's the definition about procrastination? I would say that is a very significant time period between like people intend to do something, but when they actually do it, it's also something like people trying to avoid or that or pushing away that there's something they need to accomplish, but actually they do it until the last time before the deadline. It's also something like people just doing some low priority things. In the case like they have plenty of things to do, so it's very common things like in many aspect of person's life, and especially in college students. So according to a survey by University of Vermont, 40% of students reported that they are always or nearly always procrastination with their writing paper things. Estimation that about 18% or 19% students have that issue in about procrastination. So what's the influence and bad effect of procrastination? I think first of all, people could lose their precious time and waste so many times on something unrelated to their purpose. Besides that, people could if they waste too many times, they can't unable to make their purpose or make their goals. Besides that, people who make some poor decisions because they have to make a final choice before the end of the deadline. So procrastination can also cause some health problem because it's often related to some stress or the anxieties. So people who have that lifestyle could often to be doing something very hurry. They could make themselves don't have good sleep, or they don't have enough time to exercise. And apart from that, procrastination can often makes people disappointed about themselves, so it could harm for people's self-esteem. So what's the reason of procrastination? So first of all, people who are not very perfect in them, who people who are very perfect in them could have that kind of issue. So because they often want to do everything to be perfect, they actually they want to have more results, or they want to have more decision consideration about what they're gonna do in next. That would be make themselves waste too many times. Apart from that, people who not very organized also have that kind of issue because they don't know what's the priority things for them to have a clear schedule for themselves. In that case, they would doing some things with their low priority things. It could cause some problem. So apart from that, besides people who are very organized also have that kind of issues because they have plenty of things to do. So they may feel kind of overwhelming. They could pushing away something they have to do until the last minute. In the end, people who can't make some right decisions also can have that issue because they don't know what they're gonna do. So once the important thing come to them, they would just keep consider and don't know what they gonna do in the next. So how do we overcome it? I would say if first step you should recognize what you're doing, because once you recognize you are procrastinating, then you could take some strength to help you to do that. So what's the signs for you? Because first of all, you could say like, once you're doing some low priority things, like for example, you have a paper to do in tonight, but you just keeping like sleeping or playing something. That's like the one sign for you. Besides, like once you're doing some high priority things, like you review for your text and you finish the paper things, but you just suddenly want to have coffee or clean your room, that's also called procrastinating. So what's the strategy of that? First of all, if you feel unpleasant of your task, I would suggest like you could give yourself own rewards. Like for myself, if I finish my paper, I would give myself a big meal, or I could drink some yogurt, or that's a helpful strategy for you. And if you feel like you are organized about your test, I would suggest you make yourself a clear schedule of yourself. You could use some important principles, make yourself like doing something with first priority things and the lower one. If you have so many things to do and you are very organized, I would suggest like you could break your big things to a small one and finish the task piece by piece, step by step. That would also helpful. So in the end, I would say like some people would say like they have to do something. I don't think that's a very positive attitude for them, because sometimes you could change that you have to do something to you would or you want to do something, because not everything for you is like something like force you to do something. Maybe you could change your attitude. That would also be helpful. So I think for now that's all my speech to do. I think if you like take some strategy, although like procrastination is something like you have to overcome for one night, but once you just take step, take action, it could be helpful. Thanks.